Hello team, this is the second video in the presentation series. This video is going to be more around the information gathering questions and what information we sincerely need to get from a customer to be an effective homeownership counselor for them. So in the first video we went over the initial engagement, and as a quick recap, that is, yes, I will be sure to get you the information that you came in for, but do you mind if I ask you a question first? What is your current situation? So this video is now on the information gathering questions after that. So after a client has talked to you about their situation, so they're renting, or they just sold their home, or whatever the situation may be, okay? Now you'll say, great, well thank you so much for sharing. And now we're gonna hit them with a few more series of questions. For HOCs, we wanna make it very, very easy, okay? And this is a fun process. And what we've done is we have the home planning guide that you have. We have another video on this in particular. But this is a very, very simple guide that you can have, information gathering sheet when working with the customer. And you'll see here that on the back, I don't know if you can see on the camera or not, but this is a very simple guide to show you what questions to ask, so that way you don't get tripped up. And just like it was explained to me one time, have you ever been in a restaurant, okay, and the waitress or waiter did not write down your order? Well, you're kind of nervous if they really understood you and heard you, and you're gonna get the food that you ordered, right? So if you were to carry this with you and engage with a customer and say, well, do you mind if I take notes during this, right? That should drive confidence with the customer, okay? So the first question is, after they share their initial engagement, or the initial engagement question with you, what is the situation? The next question, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in this order, but compliment them on their response and say, well, now what is the perfect home that you're looking for? And they're going to talk about everything from floor plans, if they've been on our website, to square footages, to number of bedrooms, single story, two story, kind of all the hot buttons that are important to them. Great. Thank you very much for sharing. The next question is, well, do you know where you want to build, or what is your land situation? And they'll talk to you about what community within your branch that they're thinking about building in, and if they own land or may not own land. Okay. Another great question to ask, and again, this is all on this form, is what is the timeline that you and your family are considering building this new home? Okay, and really understanding kind of when they want to build. The fourth most important question is obviously not in this order, but it's going to be, now, what is your comfortable budget that you would like to stay within in putting together a land home package and building your new Adair home? Okay, and those are some of the key questions to really understand and really know. And if we can get nothing more than that out of a customer, you're going to be very, very successful in following up in Salesforce. So what we're going to do is, Josh here is going to help me, and we're just going to kind of show you and just kind of role play what that would look like. Okay?
And so it's important to know that when you're first starting as a salesperson, you're not going to know all the right questions to ask. And having the document here, the sheet, allows you to when you're with the customer, to look down and see all the different categories of questions you need to have answered, and you can just write in as you're going through the questions. It's great practice to role play this with another salesperson in the office. Practice on your own time. So, customer walks in the door, here's the questions I'm going to ask, and this is why I'm going to ask those questions. Because if nothing else, if you're still learning the process, learning how to explain our process, and you're not able to get a customer, as far as you'd like to during your initial presentation, at least if you have all these questions answered, you'll have enough information to follow back up with them in the future. So, I'm a customer. I walked in the branch. I introduced myself. Jay introduced himself to me. I introduced myself to him. He asked me why I was here. I told him floor plans and pricing. He said, great, I'll get that for you. But first, let me ask you a question. He asked me, what's my current situation? So now I'm gonna reply to that as a customer typically would. So my current situation, well, I own land here near the branch in Amboy. Bought it a few years back, and me and my family, we've been wanting to build a home, and I'm just trying to find out just more about how this whole thing works. I've seen the sign, I've driven by, and just want to learn more about how this whole program works.
Okay, well, great. Thank you very much for sharing that. So you own land in Amboy, and you're just sincerely trying to get your mind around the ADARE process. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, good. Well, help me understand what is it in a home that you're looking for? Single story, 2 stories, square footage number?
Yeah, well, I have, I have a daughter, but I'd like to have, so at least, the master bedroom, I'd like to have, we may have another child, so I'd like to have 2 bedrooms for the children, probably an extra room for, for guests, and like a bonus room, so probably, 4-bedroom, bonus room, thinking 2-story, we talk about 2,000 square feet. That would be, that's what the kind of basic structure.
Okay, perfect. So at least probably a 4-bedroom home, 2-story would work best for the family.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Josh, let me ask you, have you and your wife given any consideration to kind of a total project cost that would be comfortable to you with land purchase and building a home?
We're thinking around 300,000, but I just I really don't really know what all of this costs. So I know what I own my land, but I don't really know how everything kind of wraps up, and I haven't got pre-qualified or anything. I'm just trying to figure out how that all works.
Perfect. Getting the cost is easy, and I'm going to go into my office and I will share all of our pricing with you. Okay.
Okay.
And based on your situation, did you and your wife kind of have a timeline of when you're looking to build based on where you're living now?
Yeah, this sometime in the next, I'm not urgent right now. Kind of just trying to find information, but sometime in the next year.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing with me. Let's go in my office and I'll get you that information that you asked for. So what's happened there is now I can run with Josh anywhere we need to go down the path, but I now understand that he's looking to build an Amboy. I understand that he's looking for land. I understand that he has a $300,000 budget. It's important to him to have a 2-story, 4-bedroom home. I understand his timeline because he just shared that with me. So now I can be a much more effective leader and homeownership counselor in directing Josh through the ADARE process specific to his needs.
Yeah. So then, as a couple takeaways, one is that Jay he stepped in as the leader in the process with the customer. He said he acknowledged that what I wanted. He told me he was going to get it for me. And then he from that point he started leading me through the process. He started asking me questions, then reassured me that he's going to get that information for me. And then after he's asked enough questions where he feels like he can start pulling together the information the customer would need, he offered to go, asked me to come into his office with him so that he can share that information for me. So those are the steps, and it's important to ask the questions and then step in as the leader and pull the customer through the process.
Okay.